Yeah, hi, good morning, guys. Mike here at Global Investments. I hope everybody's doing well this morning. I wanted to talk about Section 8 this morning. And the reason I want to talk about it is this week we've had a couple of clients just bring to my attention that they weren't happy with the amount of time that it was taking to place a tenant, in particular a Section 8 tenant. So, I understand how appealing a Section 8 tenant can be, the fact that the rent is paid by the city, direct to the landlord. And obviously as a company, we have to, or we try to be as transparent as we can when it comes to selling the product, selling the properties. But sometimes it can be a little bit ambiguous. And so I just wanted to clear the whole Section 8 process, how long it can take to place a tenant, and being very straight with you, before I did this video, I had a call with one of the management companies yesterday because, processes and systems can change. So I wanted to clarify a few points for myself in terms of Section 8 and how they place a tenant, how quick it can happen, and actually what goes on, which I wasn't really fully aware of in terms of the actual stages that the management company go through. So it was a learning process for me as well, which was great, So if we sell a vacant property and that property has been renovated, refurbished to a Section 8 standard, and we sell that property to you, you buy the house, you close on the house, and then the property is handed to the management company. So just to give you a time frame on, number one, when you should expect to have a tenant, and number two, when you should expect to receive rents. So the first stage is, obviously as a company, we would hand the property over to, whether it's Lawrence or Ariel or Remax, whoever the management company is. So day one, they get the property. They would then submit an application to the Section 8 authority, which is CHMA. Now, the application is put in, but then it needs to be accepted by Section 8. So when it's accepted, Section 8 then have to come out and inspect the property as well. So they have to come out and check that everything's okay with the property and that it meets their requirements. Because remember, Section 8 have certain requirements. The windows need to be new or almost new. You need smoke detectors, handrails, lots of different things like that. So they come out, they check the property. Now, on occasions, Section 8 might say, so they have, I think, 10 days or 7 to 10 days to come out and do the inspection. And the management company are the ones that would liaise with Section 8 or CHMA to come out and do the inspection. So on occasions, they might say, well, do you know something? The house is not up to standard and you need to do X, Y, Z to the property to make sure that it passes for Section 8. So if that happens, you then have to do the work on the property, or the management company would do the work, the small items, and then Section 8 come back out and pass the property. So that process, that whole process could take, let's say, 2 to 3 weeks for the application to go in, for Section 8 to come out to the house, and then for the application to be accepted by Section 8. That is when we start marketing the property for a Section 8 tenant. So let's say, for example, that takes, 2 to 3 weeks for the process to be accepted. Then Lawrence or whoever's managing the house would start marketing the property for rent. So it goes out to clients that have Section 8 vouchers. They come, they look at the property. Once they get a good applicant and you are happy with that applicant, it's then sent to processing to CHMA or Section 8. So then Section 8 would approve the applicant for that property. So that process, the whole process from us giving the property to the property manager, Section 8 coming out, inspecting the property, the management company finding an acceptable tenant with the correct rent, could take up to anything up to 2 or even 3 months. So when I asked Lawrence yesterday, I said, Lawrence, if I give you a house today and it's renovated, it's refurbished, realistically, how long is it going to take for you to place a Section 8 tenant? And Lawrence's answer, the quickest would be around about 60 days. But normally it's going to be around about 90 days. So the reason for this video this morning, guys, very simple. You are buying, or as a company, we sell long-term investments in the US, buy-to-let properties to investors that are looking for cash flow. You're looking for growth. So if you're going to see or get a property which has been sold as Section 8 and you're going to get the rents guaranteed from the city, if it takes, and I say this to clients all the time, if it takes a couple of months, and myself as an investor, like I buy houses in the UK, in the US, and sometimes if it takes me 3 months or 6 months to find a good tenant, being honest with you, I don't really care, because I'm in it for the long term. I'm in it for the long haul. I have houses here in the UK, I have houses in the US, and I don't plan on selling them ever. Like, why would you sell a house if it's giving you a decent return? So my whole point of the video, and maybe it's our fault as a company sometimes by the way that we show you the house, or the way that it's the way that you look at the whole Section 8 process, the way it's put towards you, which is why I wanted to do this video this morning, so we are fully transparent in terms of how long it's going to take to place a tenant. But my point is, sorry for rambling on, but my point is, if you're buying a house for 5 or 10 years, then does it really make a big difference if it takes an extra month or an extra 2 months to find the right tenant that's potentially going to stay in your house for 3 to 5 years, especially when the government are paying the rent? So I wanted to talk about appliances, because that's something else that came up on the phone call. One of the clients emailed me yesterday, or texted me yesterday. Actually, not text me, texted one of our guys in Turkey yesterday, and really good client, a really nice guy. And he's texted me in the middle of the night, and he said, Mike, the management company is telling me that with Section 8, my house has to have appliances. But you never told me that, or the sales guy never told me that. So I was like, wow, is that right? I need to talk to Lawrence about it. So when I spoke to Lawrence about it yesterday, it doesn't. Section 8, you do not need appliances in the property. However, what Lawrence said, which makes a lot of sense to me, is if the property has appliances, it's going to be more appealing to a Section 8 tenant. So if you've got a Section 8 tenant with, let's say, I don't know, $1,000 or $1,100 as a voucher, are they going to want to rent a property that they have to put appliances in? Or are they going to want to rent a property that already has appliances in? Well, I think we all know the answer. So the bottom line is, you've got a better chance of getting a good tenant if you've got appliances in your property. So another call I managed to have yesterday was with our team of contractors that do the renovations on the properties. And as of today, when we start renovating houses, we're going to add appliances in the properties as well, for all the Section 8 houses anyway, which I think is a great idea. And Lawrence also agreed with that as well. So I just wanted to cover that point as well. But it's not mandatory. You don't need appliances in the property, but I think it's a good idea to have them in place. So the bottom line is, guys, I just wanted to make it very transparent. A lot of our properties would come with also a rental guarantee as well. So my advice to any client or any investor that's looking for a Section 8 property or looking to buy a Section 8 property would be, expect that you're going to have, if your property comes with a month or a 2-month rental guarantee, expect that you're going to have maybe a 30 or 60-day vacancy before the management company places a tenant. But again, as investors, these are mid to long-term investments. They're not short-term investments. So you're in it for the long haul, like myself as an investor. And like I said, if it takes a few months or an extra few weeks to find the right tenant, then so be it. But I just wanted to do that video this morning and clarify the way that Section 8 works. Section 8 is fantastic. The rents are assured, paid by the city, direct to the landlord. So, but you might have to wait a little bit longer than if you were looking for a private tenant. But again, remember that with Section 8 pay more than private as well. So there's a lot of benefits with the Section 8. So anyway, guys, I hope that helps. I wanted to cover it this morning, not just for our investors, but for our staff, for myself. I had a great call, very constructive call with Lawrence yesterday, and we learn new things every day, I guess. So I hope it helps. If you do have any questions at all, we're going to put a section on our website on Section 8 as well. But if you do have any questions, I'm more than happy to jump on a call with you, and I'm sure all of the guys that work for me would be happy to jump on a call and discuss it with you as well. So you guys have a great day, and we'll talk soon.